There, lying in front of Roald Montgomery at the edge of the Antarctic continent at the bottom of the planet, was a metal door. He saw a massive hinge mechanism strapped to the side of the door, poking out from beneath an area of snow and ice he hadn't yet uncovered. But it was easy work to free the hinge and the two others like it from the frozen ground. The door was now fully exposed, a full 3-by-6-foot slab of metal. A small door compared to a typical doorframe, but a door nonetheless. Other than the hinges on one side of the door, there was nothing on the surface of the metal. No markings, descriptions, or anything else that might identify why there was a door here. He stood at the foot of the door for another 2 minutes before a strange thought occurred to him. Doors lead somewhere. This is a door. He briefly wondered why he hadn't thought of it before, but this was without a doubt a door, and that meant there was something on the other side of it. He knelt down again and started prying at the sides of the door, knowing that it would at best be frozen shut. I spent all this time. Might as well see if it opens. He checked the Mars 1 Humvee again with a quick glance behind him. The vehicle was idling nicely, the white trail of steam floating upwards in the dusk light. Turning back to the door, he continued working his fingers around the sides of the heavy slab. He heard a click. It was louder than the sounds he had been making, and, most disturbingly of all, he knew he hadn't made that sound. Roald stopped working for a few seconds and waited. The click was replaced by a gentle, soft, hissing sound, and he felt the door move. He knew it moved, but he began second-guessing himself as soon as the thought crossed his mind. The door didn't move. You must have moved. Maybe you're... The internal monologue was cut short by a definite shaking feeling beneath his hands and knees. The hissing increased in volume, then stopped with a loud pop. He held his breath. Then, against all reason and beyond every logical explanation he could muster, the door opened. It swung outward, and he had to move his hands and lean back to allow the metal sheet to pass by him. The door was automated, a giant gear he could now see just beneath the door's surface providing the leverage needed to move the huge object. It reached a 90-degree angle to the ground and stopped. Roald blinked, not sure what reaction he was supposed to have. He was looking down into a dark rectangular shaft. Alone, that fact would have had him retreating back to the Humvee and dutifully recording his findings for the station's analysis. But the shaft wasn't the focus of Roald's attention at the moment. Instead, his eyes were locked on the barrel of a gun, pointed directly at him, held by a man wearing an all-white parka and pants, his face completely masked by a snow-white balaclava and ski goggles. "Do not talk," the man said. The voice was straightforward, spoken in a way that demanded attention. "If you talk, I shoot." Roald swallowed, then nodded. "Now, come with me."